Highly sought after and world-renowned speaker, researcher and author, Dr. Adam Fraser has worked with elite-level athletes, the armed forces and business leaders. His keynotes, workshops and long-term programs are based in solid research, partnering with universities and corporations to further our knowledge of how organisations evolve. He regularly appears on TV and radio both here in Australia and overseas.
What we are doing is we're totally rethinking our models. We're totally rethinking how we deliver our services. You know, the conversation in business has gone from how do we keep doing the same stuff but to more people, which is just scale, to how do we stand out and offer something different? Innovation. I gave a lecture at one of the top universities in Australia. And afterwards, the Deputy Vice Chancellor came up to me and said, we just did this piece of research that showed students don't turn up to lectures anymore. Now, what she said is we talked to the lecturers about that and they said, that's your fault because you put the notes online, they download the notes, they don't come to the lecture. Then they looked at downloads. They're not downloading the notes. No, seriously, they don't know how they're learning. We're realizing that our model is becoming redundant in front of our eyes. And what I want to talk to you about today is how do we have a healthier mindset towards this evolution?
So I had 250 farmers in a room, and there's a guy up the front where Rich is sitting by himself, and everyone's talking, and this guy's sitting by himself. And I walked up to him and I said, so mate, well, what are you proud of? And he thinks for a while and he goes, married my wife. And I said, no offense, but people get married every day. Why are you proud of that? He goes, you haven't seen my wife. And I was really confused, and I went, like, what do you mean? He goes, dude, I'm punching so far above my weight. Now, myself and Deakin University just wrapped up a study, and what we looked at was 821 leaders who are leading in complex environments that are changing. So we looked at you guys, 821. And what we looked at is, of those leaders, who is evolving and innovating and changing behaviour to suit new environments and who's being left behind. And what it came down to was one key thing, and that was their relationship with struggle.
This is the competitive advantage today, the ability to be uncomfortable yet still execute. And what's happening in business is that we have this mentality that struggle is bad. Struggle means I'm failing. And what we know is that struggle means development. And the most successful, resilient, tenacious people have this mentality that if I'm struggling, I'm getting better. He said, what we've discovered is human beings are happiest when they have a challenge that is outside their reach and they must stretch themselves to meet that challenge. He said, when they've seen themselves overcome something hard and that they have had to grow and evolve to get there, that is when they feel self-esteem and something we call authentic happiness. Some music that can put us in a calm mindset, relaxed, we feel chilled out. Yeah. And then there's some music that simply sucks our will to live. Family said, we get the emails and we get the phone calls. Like, we get that that's part of your job now. What we don't get is you come through that door and you're a jerk. That's what we don't get. They said, you come through that door and take your day out on us. You walk through that door, see us as an inconvenience that gets in the way of your work. What family said balance would look like is come home in a good mood and engage with us. We measured their mood and behaviour in the home at the start of the study and at the end. And after 1 month, we saw a 41% improvement in behaviour in the home. 41%.
This thing drives me crazy is where people go, well, culture comes from the top down. Yes, it does. It also comes from the bottom up. Everyone affects culture, and no longer, particularly in today's environment, can we outsource culture to other people. The only way an organisation changes is when each individual goes, here's what I will do to change my behaviour to align myself to that new culture. That is how it works.
By the time the lion's given up the chase, what does the zebra go back to doing?
eating grass. They don't get in a group and go, oh my gosh, holy crap, that was close. Yeah, we're sitting ducks out here. And then they don't get in a group and go, right, is everyone here? 1, 2, 3. Where's Dennis? Where's Dennis? None of the lions chase me. None of them. Am I different? Do I run funny?
Well, so much of Adam's work is grounded in solid theory and research. His capacity to relate and engage our leaders meant everyone was able to walk away with real insight and value.